Just over a year ago, Mojang announced the transition from yearly updates to game drops, which was met with mixed reviews and is still controversial. But a year in, and with the next Minecraft Live coming up, let's review the current state of drops and what needs to change. Spoiler, they're needed for the game, but have some flaws that need to be addressed. First of all, what are drops and what have we gotten in the past year? Game drops replace Minecraft updates and bring bite-sized updates to the game 4 times a year. Our first major game drop was 1.21.4 with the Garden Awakens. This brought the Pale Garden to the game with the pale oak wood, creepy foliage, and resin. Plus, how can you forget the creaking, one of Minecraft's most creepy mobs? Next was 1.21.5 called Spring to Life, and brought some mob variants to the farm animals, as well as more immersive plants like the cactus flower, firefly bush, or leaf litter. Chase the Skies was the next drop at 1.21.6, and brought the Happy Ghast and vibrant visuals for Bedrock. Finally, as of recording, the Copper Age is the next drop at 1.21.9, and brings copper golems and copper variants to the game. With a nice refresher of what we've gotten, let's talk about why drops are good and necessary for the game. One of their biggest benefits is their frequency. With drops, well, dropping every 3 months or so, we always have new content to enjoy. As Minecraft has continued to grow, the model drops follow pushes more consistent engagement. Just look at this monthly player chart. If we consider what the old system might have looked like, one update might have a huge peak, but then the rest of the year we'd have less consistent engagement. But with this new system, we're seeing peaks where drops released. And based on this limited data, the engagement is getting better and better. The frequency of game drops also allows interesting and experimental features to be added to the game. I gotta say, Mojang has been knocking it out of the park with experimental features. Using features from old mob votes and even adding vanilla shaders are such cool concepts. I like to think of drops as a sort of surgical scalpel adding features to the game. They're very targeted and unique and add things we haven't really seen before, especially compared to the hammer that the yearly updates were. Speaking of yearly updates, Minecraft was running out of relevant ones. For the past several years, Minecraft has been on an update streak of redefining the game, using the Nether update or Caves and Cliffs. But as we keep redefining Minecraft, we run out of content to redefine, and that has left some of the updates in recent years cool, but somewhat irrelevant. Although we're still missing one update. Anyway, drops solve this issue of redefining the game with massive updates, and it's even something Mojang acknowledged in their announcement article. Like we mentioned, the small nature of drops allow us to fine-tune aspects of the game. We get features that make the game feel just a little bit better in a minute aspect. Combine these small changes over time in the form of drops, and we get a nice continuous growth to the game without feeling overdeveloped. So we've talked about what makes drops good and necessary, but let's talk about the issues and what needs improved. First of all, drops don't make a big impression. We're getting a very quick turnaround between the release of one drop and announcement of the next. This means we don't have as much of a build up to the next drop, which makes it less memorable. Right now, we only have a year of drops under our belts, but we get so many drops that I imagine in 2 or 3 years, it's going to be tough to remember which features came from which drop. So the question is, how can Mojang make drops more memorable? And I have an idea. What if we themed each year? We would have a general concept and we play on that with each drop. For example, for the theme of game immersion, we could add the vibrant visuals, a new biome with its own atmosphere, even new lighting blocks. This would better connect the drops while still catering to Minecraft's long-term health. In a similar vein, we get a lot of drops. As a content creator, I love drops. They give me new content to explore and incorporate into videos, and for established players, it's something new to come back to and keep the game fresh. On the other hand, for the casual player, either you need to spend more time keeping up with the updates and risk burnout, or become less in touch with what Minecraft is adding to their game. For some possible solutions, we can go about this in 2 ways. First of all, we can make our updates more thematic, cut some of the miscellaneous details, and that makes them a bit easier to follow along, although personally I love the miscellaneous details. Or like we mentioned, we can use our yearly theme to better connect the drops. Either way, the drops are still going to have a lot of content. Now, I am by no means an expert, but drops really affect mods. For developers, they need to update their mods every couple months, and for any players or servers who like to use mods, they have to go through the hassle of updating their mods pretty much constantly. As someone who's bad with mods, the drop system has been quite a learning experience. In terms of solutions, I don't have much to say. For developers, there'd probably have to be a massive overhaul in how mods get developed, which seems very unlikely, but for players and servers, they can use resources that let them know when their mods are available so they can keep them updated. And finally, can we talk about these version numbers? It sometimes feels like Mojang is just spinning a wheel to figure out what the next drop is going to be numbered. We can't really change the system of version numbers, but we need a better method to keep track of drops. Maybe we go from 1.21 to 1.22 to 1.23 on an annual basis. It is so confusing, and it really does not have to be. So yeah, those are some of the pros and cons of Minecraft drops, and overall, I have to say I like them. They keep the game fresh, there's always something to look forward to, and they're just a lot of fun bringing these very novel ideas to the game. Ironing out some of the issues discussed in this video would really help drops be more impactful and better overall, but Mojang has done a great job so far. Let me know what you think of the drop system down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you all have to say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day!